Hello, beloved ones. This is Lorelei from the Tightrope to 5D Music Reactions. And if you think that's a weird title, stick around to the end for my message about this amazing shift from third dimensional consciousness to fifth dimensional consciousness. Never been done before for a whole planet of people. So, and today we've got also a new singer that I've never seen before, Ankudinova, I believe is how you pronounce it. And she is singing Last Dance, and she's quite young. So let's see what we got here. I understand, I think that this is like some kind of an audition for some kind of a, I don't know, some kind of a talent competition. I guess probably one of those ones on TV in one of the countries here. Here we go. Isn't she beautiful? She's supposed to be 14 years old.
Прикольно.
Вот так.
Dernière danse pour oublier ma peine immense. Je veux m'offrir que tu recommences.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see the words, but she's saying about being in immense pain and wanting to escape the pain, and she wants one last dance to escape it and start over. Already one of the judges hit the button. I guess the button means that you're going to be accepted into the competition, is my understanding of it. So let's keep going.
Oh, ma douce France. Jour le ciel, jour la nuit. Je danse avec le droit la pluie.
It says, move with the heaven and earth day and night. I dance with the wind and the rain. Wow.
Un peu d'amour après dormir léger. Danse, 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 danse. Et de l'abri, je cours, j'ai peur. Et c'est ma tour, il y a de l'air. Dans tout Paris, je m'abandonne et je m'envole, vol, 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 vol. Je vois dans le ciel, les jours, la nuit. Je danse avec le vent, la vie. Un peu d'amour après dormir léger. Danse, 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 danse.
She dances with the wind and the rain. She dances to move heaven and earth. It's quite powerful, quite amazing. Let's go back. I want you to see again that part. Hold on. They're really loving her. It says here, I move the heaven and earth day and night. So I guess dancing gives her strength or something, like courage, or I don't know what.
Jour la nuit, je danse avec le droit la pluie. Un peu d'amour après dormir léger. Danse, 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 danse. Et de l'abri, je cours, j'ai peur. Et c'est ma tour, il y a de l'air. Dans tout Paris, je m'abandonne et je m'envole, vol, 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 vol.
She talks about like she's in this place and there's the pain coming, but then she surrenders herself and dances and flies. I guess that's kind of a synopsis.
Je vois dans le ciel les jours, la nuit. Je danse avec le vent, la vie. Un peu d'amour après dormir léger. Danse, 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 danse.
You know, this is sheer poetry. I have to tell you, the words to this, if you can see them, they are sheer poetry. Go check it out at the end. Go to the video in the notes. By the way, like my video, please, and like hers afterwards, and subscribe. I'll probably do more of her. I can't imagine I wouldn't. And other ones as well. I got them all like lined up, by the way, by different artists, so you can check out whichever you like. But let's go back and see that again. Wow, that was pretty powerful how she did that, huh? Let's see. She's so involved in it. I think that's what's the judges are responded to her. This total involvement, like she's lost in the song. Here we go. Interesting. Wow, that was something. She kind of reminds me of Dimash, you know, just so like so poetic, you know, especially his earlier stuff, just sheer poetry coming out in music, and she's just so involved in it. Wow, so wonderful. I'm definitely going to have to do more of her. Hopefully she flies and doesn't get a copyright strike or something. And by the way, if you have things you've requested, a lot of times that's the reason that they don't get done, because they aren't ones that are allowed to be done. So, but okay, so phew, I have my scale of 1 to 10, 1 being very third dimensional, fear, pain, sadness, suffering, anger, and 10 being very fifth dimensional, love, joy, bliss, peace, abundance, all that. So this is boy, there's a lot of emotions in there, right? There's a lot of emotions, and there's one feeling this pain and feeling sadness, and she's like curling up her body, but then she's dancing and she's getting rid of it. This is her way of purging it and getting rid of it. So this is a tough one, because it's not like, you know, one way or the other. If I had to place that on a scale of 1 to 10, because she's getting rid of it, she's moving out of it, and that's her way to do it, right? And we do deal with this pain and this suffering in this reality, don't we? So I think we're going to have to go like maybe a 6.5 on this one. It's pulling you toward that, to move in that direction and get rid of all the stuff, you know, that you got, and just dance it away or sing it away, whatever you have to do, right? And I tell people to do that, by the way. Get up and dance and sing and get yourself into a better space. So that's where I'm going on that one, 6.5. Okay, and if you want to know a little bit more about me, you can go to the About Lorelei video on this channel. It's also under information videos, you know, playlist. And then that'll lead you to a longer video that tells you about my forged in the fire of third dimensional suffering and pain journey, right? So, and also if you want to hear what things I've created that might be of service to you, from all those skills I got, you can go to the page, this YouTube channel description, drop down to Patreon About Lorelei, and you can see it all there. So, you know, just, you know, can you comment? I need your comment on this one. Like, do you feel the same thing that I'm feeling, like from how she did this, like just so totally involved, so like every bit of her body, like just in there, curled up in a ball, even like those judges were astonished. Tell me, do you feel that same thing? How did it land for you? I'd like to know that. And okay, for my 5D message today, this is another best 5D practice, which I've brought to you at different times. Maybe I should make a playlist of that. Best 5D practice. Love yourself like nobody's business. Like, I mean, seriously, love yourself like nobody's business. Now, what the heck do you mean by that? I love myself, you know. I don't not like myself, right? I thought I loved myself too many years ago, right? I did think I loved myself. I just didn't think I didn't love myself until all this stuff came crashing down on my head, right? With my beloved husband's addiction and everything else, and it was getting worse and worse and worse. And then I plunged lower than I'd ever been self-esteem wise. So what is the reason why loving ourself would be the access to moving up in the dimensions, okay? Well, first of all, let's just really understand, as I learned in those days, if I don't truly love myself, I really can't truly love anybody else. And I know that's a saying you hear all the time, but I'm telling you, I've seen it and I've done it in concrete reality. You see, when I say love myself, what I mean, okay, let's just talk about what that means. If you love yourself, you do the things that are loving to yourself. Do them. Don't think of it as as a concept. Oh yeah, love yourself. No, it's a doing thing. What do? You do the things that are loving to yourself. And what are the things that are loving? Well, of course, there's taking care of yourself, taking time for yourself, doing the things that make you feel good. Taking a hot shower, a hot bath with the nice music, and doing things that are important to you. Taking care of your creativity. Taking the time to do what makes you feel good. That's an important thing. But here's another part of the doing that we often don't think, or the not doing, I should say. Stop doing to yourself that which is mean. In other words, stop judging yourself. Stop putting yourself down. Stop saying nasty things about yourself. Stop criticizing yourself. All these things we do, and then we think we love ourselves, right? Would we do this to a child? If we had a child, would we judge? Would we criticize? Would we nitpick? Hopefully you wouldn't. Most people wouldn't want to. Sometimes we might. And that's the important point. When we do this to ourselves, inevitably we're going to do it to other people. Why? Because we're just in that habit. That's the mode we're in. When we're in non-judgment, we typically won't judge other people. When we're being kind to self, we're typically kind to other people. When we're being generous and not criticizing of ourselves, we're typically that way to other people. See, we don't break it up like I'll be this way to me and that way to you. No, we are it across the board. Now, I want to make that very clear. What I'm talking about usually is with our closest loved ones. We don't go into our jobs and criticize and nitpick necessarily, but when we get into our little home environment, right, and it's that comfortable space, then we start all the nasty things we do to ourselves and all the nasty things we do to other people. And honestly, it totally goes away if you just start right here. Start doing what is loving to yourself. Then all that nastiness goes away. And I experienced this in my own life. The more I could love me, the better parent I was. I kid you not. Because here's the other thing, right? We're always, when we have there are thoughts that'll come into our head, by the way, that are not loving, that are not kind to ourselves or other people, right? By the way, that's really important for you to understand. That's not always yours. That's oftentimes a collective consciousness thing. There are just these thoughts out there that all different kinds of people, and we are picking up on them psychically without even knowing it. I have proved this in concrete reality, by the way. I'm not going to go into how I do it, because I may do it for you someday. I have proved in concrete reality that we pick up on the thoughts in other people's heads. So when that thought drops into your head that is not loving to yourself, you don't even need to own it. You can just say, who does that belong to? And let it go. Or you can say, get thee back from whence you came, thought. And get thee back from whence you came, sender, if there's a sender. Sometimes there isn't, but you never know. Who knows? But whatever works for you. I use that one, who does it belong to? I don't then go searching, is it my mother or my father? No, just let it go. I don't know who it belongs to. Probably belongs to the very first mother and father that ever started this whole business. Adam and Eve, They're the first ones that started that train of stuff. Who cares? Just let it go. Because that stuff it's not good for you, and it's not good for anybody else. Right? So that in itself is a very loving act to just, when that thought comes in that's harmful or hurtful or nasty about you or about anyone else, who does it belong to? And let it go. Because what was I going to say about that? When we are in that sort of place where we're putting ourselves down because we believe those thoughts in our head. Sometimes somebody told us that thought at a young age and it just stuck with us. Or we came up with it because something happened to it and it just stuck with us, right? And we believe it, right? So we believe something, for instance. Let's just make an example. This is this is so many different ways we do this, but I want you to just really get this example. I believe that I'm not very smart. And therefore, everything anybody else says to me out there in the world, I filter through a thing that I don't think I'm very smart. So now I get judgmental. So now I get defensive and I get offensive. What are you saying? I'm not smart? Right now I go to school and I got to learn everything there is and I still don't think I'm smart. And I got to go get the best job and it's not one I love. And in fact, I hate it, but at least it says I'm smart. When we are not nice to other people, based upon the bad things we believe about ourselves. So any thought you have of that is bad about you, you must let it go completely. And believe me, it didn't belong to you. It never belonged to you when you're 6. And your teacher, and you raised your hand and you thought you had the answer and you said it and the teacher looked at you like you had lobsters crawling out of your ears and the whole class laughed. And in that moment you thought, I'm not very smart. That was never true. That was actually never true. Any of those things we made up about ourselves, it was never, ever true. Every single thought in your head that is a negative thing about you, it was never true. You made it up at some point, or someone sold to you and told it to you, and you accepted it and took it as yours, right? It was certainly never true that that little one raising his hand was not very smart because he got one wrong answer, right? But we live a whole life without even knowing it off of this stuff. So we must, all of this stuff, just assume all of that negative stuff about you is never true, and it is not helping you because it's not helping you. Because as I said, any negative thought we have about defensive to others and offensive to others and go all kinds of tunnels in our life just trying to make up for what we think is our lack or our fault. So all of that mess, all of that craziness, all of that backlash of a lack of being loving to ourselves, just a lack of being loving. So it's all going to keep us from raising up to the vibration or the frequency of the higher dimensions. I mean, all of that is just totally getting in our way. We just can't move up there because of all that crud, but when it's cleared, right, and we just let it go, and if you can't let it go, listen, look at the stuff on my About Lorelei page on Patreon. Some of that stuff might help you with that because that's actually my expertise. I'm very good at having people let go crap that they've carried around for a lifetime, right? So maybe we would work on that in some way. But it's a doing. If someone came in and said, your daughter is not very smart, right? Would you now go up to your daughter and say, you're not very smart. You're not very smart. She said you're not smart. You're not smart. She said you're not smart. You see, you're not smart, right? I mean, would any of us ever do that to our child? Of course not. But yet we'll do it to ourselves. Somebody tells us we're not smart. And then we carry it for an entire lifetime. And it could be anything, guys. You want to really get this. I'm talking about anything you have. Anything you have. I promise you, it's true that any thought you have in your head that is negative about you, right? This is the case with it. It's something that you grabbed onto, glommed onto at some point, and if it's something that keeps coming back at you, you glommed onto it at some point, and it was never actually true in the first place. So we're talking about thinking that you're not smart enough, thinking that you're clumsy, thinking that you don't have good hand manipulation abilities, thinking that you're not athletic, thinking that you don't. You're not good. You're not a good cook. Thinking that you're not able to hold on to a love relationship. Thinking that men are all will all hurt you. Thinking that women are all going to run around on you. I mean, I could go on and on and on for days about every single thing, and it all came from some stupid little thing, similar to you raise your hand in a class. I don't mean it was that, obviously, If you think that women all run around on you, it's probably coming from something like your first woman who you love very much and you found out she was cheating with you with your best friend. Okay? But still, it's the same. That doesn't mean because she cheated with your best friend that all women run around on you, but you made it mean that, okay? So whatever the thing is that you've got, okay, I promise you, it's not true and it came from some stupid thing like that. So just let it go. And say, who does this belong to? And love yourself. Do the things. Love is a doing thing. You do the things that are loving. And as I began over the years, when I was first very unloving, to do the things that were loving and do them and do them and do them and do them. And lo and behold, suddenly I looked up one day and I go, wow, I really love myself. Because I'm giving myself love. It's not like you have love for yourself and all, and that's just how it is. No, it's you give yourself love, you give others love, and then we feel the experience of love and being loved because it's being given. And then you have those marriages where you say, I love you, but, you're not very nice to each other. You're always arguing. You go to bed mad, But then on an anniversary, you say, I love you, and you go out to dinner, right? That's not love. They're not going to get the experience of love from that, right? It's a giving thing. It's a thing where even though we argued, I'm going to put my arms around you, we're going to hug and make up, we're going to sit on the couch, and we're going to watch a movie together, and we're going to cuddle, and then they'll feel the love. Not just by you writing a card out every anniversary and saying, I love you. I mean, it's a giving thing. It's a doing thing. And once we give and we do, we automatically feel the love experience. Like it's a total. We feel the love coming to us and going from us. You can't have the one without the other. That's the other thing. You must love yourself in order for it to flow both ways out to others. It's a flowing thing. It's a circular thing. One is always there with the other. The experience of feeling love and the giving of love, the giving and receiving of love is always there with each other. And the more we are going to do this, the more we're going to raise up to that higher dimension, because obviously, fifth dimension, love is all there is. Fifth dimension and higher, like it's all love. Love is everywhere. Love creates everything, and love creates this, that, and the other. But but it's there everywhere. So first things first. Put your focus on doing that with yourself. That is loving, and I promise you, do that over and over and over again, and the whole thing's going to work out. Okay, beloved ones, I'm going to go ahead and send you that beautiful fifth dimensional energy. Just tons and tons of love. I just think that's what I want to send you today. Just tons and tons of love. So much love from me, from the higher beings, from your higher being, all coming at you. Such massive amounts. It's going to fill you up for your entire day. In fact, you're going to go to sleep and you're going to be filled with love and love and love and love and love. So much love you won't even know what to do with it. Here it comes. Namaste. I honor the God in you.